hand of protection upon each and every one that's participating in this game today. Give them safe travel to and from the ballpark today. Help us have an injury-free day on the field. Help us most above all things to have good sportsmanship as we play this game. We just thank you again, Lord, for allowing us to live in a country where we can play this game. I just ask, Lord, that you put your hand upon all our military personnel around the world and keep them safe. We ask all this in Jesus' wonderful name. Amen. Amen.
And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to Chocoloco Park. We are in Oxford, Alabama today. I'm Chuck Sebastian, glad to bring you today's broadcast here of the Dixie Youth World Series. We're on the Ozone side, and we're getting set for our first game today. It'll be South Carolina taking on the host, Oxford, Alabama. Let's give you that Oxford defensive positions first, or the Oxford lineup. We'll go with the defensive positions first for South Carolina. They are the home team. At shortstop will be Zach Fortman. In center field will be Justin Copeland. Behind the plate will be Austin Copeland. At third base will be Will Stewart. In right field, Wilson Wages. On the mound will be Luke White. At second base will be R.T. Corley. At first base will be Landon Vo. And in left field, Caleb Taylor. Also the subs today, Zane McClendon, Bryce Young, and Kason Copeland. For the visiting team, Oxford, they will bat first. Nick Thompson plays second base. Batting second, playing center field, Blake Clark. Batting third and doing the catching will be Carter Johnson. Batting fourth and playing shortstop will be Caleb Thomas. Batting fifth will be Justin Bowen. Batting sixth in left field will be Ty Gann. Batting seventh in first base, Rylan Owens. Batting eighth in pitching today, Jake Moyers. Batting ninth, Talon Edwards. Batting 10th, Alex Petty. He'll play third. Batting 11th, Ashton Mitchell will sub. And 12th, Peyton Harris in right field. Now, they all have to bat at least once, so they will go through until they get all 12 through the lineup, and then they will go back to a 9-player batting order. It is a warm one here in Oxford, Alabama today, a very warm one. It is 86 degrees outside right now with a feels-like temperature of 94. There is a light wind. It is blowing out towards left field. Again, these are the Ozone players, 11 and 12-year-old boys and girls. South Carolina will be in the dark blue. They will be on defense. Oxford will be in the black with the yellow numbers or the gold, and they will be on offense and lead things off. We do not have the capability of a crowd mic here. The press box windows do not open, so you won't hear the crowd. We apologize for that, but it's beyond our control. So we'll bring you the video and the play-by-play, so just pay attention close to my voice, and you'll be able to hear today's game. Thanks for tuning in. Second pitch swung on, and the count will go 1 ball and a strike. And we will keep you up to date with the score on the scoreboard. Also, you will see a number up there. If you'd like to text a shout-out, text only, 865-209-9887. Shout-out to a team or players. That ball stroked into right field. And rounding first and now headed for two as the right fielder will give chase. Turning two, now headed for three as the throw comes into the infield. Play at third. He'll slide in safely. Ball a little bit overthrown. So Thompson will start it off, and he finds himself at third for Oxford. So the host team gets their first runner aboard with a nice triple there as he poked that ball pretty good as that one continued to roll out to the corner in right field. And Wilson Wages had to go chase that one down. That'll bring up Blake Clark now. Blake will be batting second and playing center field. And we have already got a coach from South Carolina questioning something over there. I'm not sure, maybe about the ball may have went out of play on the far side. He's wondering why he wasn't given the base. I don't know how the ball could have went out of play unless it went under the fence. And there's really no way for that to happen. I mean, the fence is down in the grass area, so now the umpires are coming together to discuss this. We're not sure what's going on. Now all four will come together, so right off the get-go, we get a little controversy on play number one. And Nick Thompson is down there going, hey, I had a triple. Let's keep going. This was a pretty good start. Again, ball blowing out towards left, but that ball went straight down into right field and continued to roll. So, again, a double elimination format here. Everybody gets at least 2 games. And if you want to get to the championship game, well, you've got to win 4 in a row. That'll pretty much guarantee you that spot. But winning 4 in a row, not easy. Here we go, Blake Clark. I guess they settled everything. The first pitch is going to be outside for a ball. Now, you can go once the ball crosses the plate. You can steal in this league, and you can take off. But I don't think they're going to chance it that early. Clark at the plate with a 1-0 count. Runner at third. Nobody out. Just got underway here in the top of the first inning. Laying down a bunt, misses, and the strike is called. And the count will go 1-1. Again, I'm Chuck Sebastian. Glad you tuned in today. Hope you're enjoying the game. And we are a little bit of a distance away. This is a 5-pod diamond, so we're about 90 feet or better from the backstop. So trying to bring you that picture in the best we can. But like I said, kind of if you have to walk away from your computer or your phone, at least you can listen to the game and hear all the action. We'll bring it to you live all week long here from the Dixie Youth Baseball World Series. Swung on and missed, and the count will go 2-2 strikes. Again on the hill for South Carolina today is Luke White. Now they do have pitch counts this year, so they're going to have to watch their pitch count. You can pitch up to 40 with no rest. So literally could go 40. Back to the hill. They check third, throw to first, get the runner, and the out is retired. Good play there by White to get the first out. And now Carter Johnson will come to the plate with 1 down and a runner at third. Carter Johnson will catch today. He'll bat from the left side for the host Oxford Ozone team. And Caleb Thomas will take the on-deck circle. Again, they play 6 innings. There are run rules, mercy rules, 15 after 3, 10 after 4. And again, like I said, double elimination. First pitch is going to be up and high for ball 1. Now, you win here, you will play Sunday night at 8 p.m., so you'll get the late game if you can win this one. Inside, but called for a strike. We get our first shout-out of the day. Thanks for those. Again, text only, folks. Shout-out to South Carolina All-Stars from Clinton, South Carolina, from the Gans and Malone family. Now 1 out inside, 2-1 is the count. If you lose your first game, You will play tomorrow at 5:45 p.m. So, popped up in the air. That'll get out of play behind the netting. And the count will go 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, 3 games today. 3:30 is our first game, of course. 5:45 and 8 p.m. And then same schedule for tomorrow. And again, mentioning these two teams, the winner 8 o'clock tomorrow, the loser 5:45, right here on JockJive.com. So Johnson smacks it to first, knocked down by the first baseman, can't get the handle, and he's going to be safe on the air. And we're going to have runners at first and third with just 1 out. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that update. That's right. I misquoted that, the stealing thing. I forgot about that in the Ozone. It is different. I was just doing AA last week, and so we do a lot of different baseball. I forgot. You can lead off in this one. That's right. Thank you very much for the update. Catching my blunder early. They are leading off. First and third, 1 out. Caleb Thomas throw back over to third. Runner does not move, goes back to the bag. So appreciate that. Someone keeping up with where I'm at, what I'm doing, so to speak. So Thomas is at the plate, and Justin Bowen is in the on-deck circle. Runners at first and third, 1 out for Oxford. And it'll be ball 1. So Thomas awaits the pitch. Luke White looks in, now checks the runner, now delivers. Come way inside, past the catcher. Here comes the runner. He's going to score as the ball's thrown to the grass and off the bag at second. They'll throw back, and back in time is Carter Johnson. So the first run scores on the wild pitch, and it is a 1-0 lead. Two-0 count, 1 out, and a time being called, and the coach going to go out and chat with South Carolina and try to calm them down. Managers Matt Stewart, Brian Fortman, and Josh McClendon also coaching. Jason Johnson, Greg Clark, and Rusty Gann, the manager for Oxford. So a little chat on the mound early as they find themselves down 1-0. Runner at second with 1 out and a 2-0 count on Caleb Thomas. And the umpire now going out to break out the little conference on the mound. Thomas, the shortstop today for Oxford, with an opportunity with a runner at second. Base hit here brings the runner home. So Luke White will get himself set on the mound. Off of second base will be Johnson. Shortstop will play in behind and now root back, and second baseman comes over. He'll loop back. First pitch is a strike. So the count goes 2-1. So they're going to play a little cat and mouse out there between Zach Fortman and Corley. They will try to keep the runner close there at second base. Thomas now with a 2-1 count. Pitch to the plate outside and 3-1. Again, as we mentioned, you can go up to 40, and then if you go over that, then you have to take a rest period. So we'll watch coaches more than likely switch out a lot of pitchers throughout the week, trying to make sure they're able to continue. Swing and a miss. Might have got a piece of that one, fouled it off, 3-2. Like we said, without the crowd mics, really kind of tough to hear a ting of the bat or what's really going on down there. That's a little disappointing, but we're going to make it work for you. And we're trying to work out a remedy to get that taken care of somehow this week. Thomas. Now we'll look at a full count. Taking a look long. White comes to the plate. Ball 4 delivered. It's low, and the runners will now be at first and second. Still only one out, and Justin Bowen now will come to the plate after the walk. So Oxford, Alabama with the early lead, trying to continue to get more runs here now with first and second, and still only one down. Bowen swings at the first one, right to the glove of the first baseman, who'll go unassisted over to the bag, but he will advance the runners on the sacrifice. 2 down, runners at second and third. And Ty Gann, the left fielder, now comes to the plate from the right side. 6th man in the order to bat for Oxford. First pitch is outside for a ball. Nobody moves. Of course, again, second and third. You can't get a run home. That ball was a little close. Nice grab there, and able to knock it down was Copeland. That's Austin behind the plate. 1-0 pitch up high, and it'll go 2-0. We'll get you pitch counts as they finish the inning to let you know where they're at in the game and how many pitches they have. 2-0 count. Swung on, popped up into the outfield. Right fielder moving over. He'll make the catch coming across in right for the 3rd out of the inning. And that will leave 2 runners aboard. So we'll clear it all up. It's a 1-0 lead for Oxford as we go to the bottom of the 1st inning. Stick around, folks. We got more coming up right here on JockJive.com.
Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Once again, thanks for tuning in to today's game, our first of 3, South Carolina versus Oxford in the Ozone Dixie Youth Baseball World Series event here in Oxford, Alabama. Coming up, our 5:45 game today will be Georgia and Mississippi, and then at 8 o'clock tonight we'll feature the other Alabama team and Florida. So again, Georgia, Mississippi at 5:45, scheduled first pitch, Alabama, Florida at 8 p.m. scheduled tonight for Game 3. We'll keep you up to date with all of that. Also, you'll be able to find all the information you need on our JockJive Facebook page. If you're not a member yet, make sure you log on to Facebook today and put JockJive into your search engine and then click the link to us. And then when you become a friend of our JockJive Facebook page, make sure you give us a like. We'll like you right back, and then give us a follow. That way you will be able to keep up with all of the scores, the schedules, if there's any weather delays, lightning, rain, or anything of that nature, who's playing who. It's all available to you at Facebook under JockJive. So check that out and make sure to give us a like. We're like 300 people away from 10,000 likes. That's what our goal is right now. Hit that 10,000 mark. We're also on Twitter. If you have a Twitter account, at JockJive. That's JockJive. If you're on the webpage at JockJive.com, just click the button that will connect you with all the social links. All right, getting started. Zach Fortman going to lead things off from the right side for South Carolina. He'll take a pitch for ball 1. 1-0 lead early. Oxford scores first. Zach Fortman followed by Justin Copeland in the on-deck circle. Swung on, popped up into right field. Underneath. Catch is made for the out. So 1 up and 1 away. And that'll bring up Justin Copeland now for South Carolina. And in the on-deck circle will be Austin Copeland. Justin bats from the left side, faces the pitch. Ball one up top. Get a warm one out there for the boys and girls today. I'll tell you what, 90s and feels like temperatures above that. A little bit of wind blowing to the left side makes it maybe just a little more bearable, but not much. 1-1 count on Justin Copeland. Jake Moyers is the left-hander on the hill. A little bit of a curveball there, and that ball stroked into right field for a base hit. So they put their first runner aboard, and South Carolina going to try to see if they can't move the runner around, tie the ball game. Now here's Austin Copeland, the catcher. He bats from the right side. So with one on and one runner aboard and one out, we'll see what Austin does. Swings at the first one, grounder past the third baseman into left field. And now back-to-back base hits put two runners aboard for South Carolina. Will Stewart, the third baseman, now to the plate from the right side. And we'll see how the defense sets up for Oxford. Out at second will be Nick Thompson. At short will be Caleb Thomas. They'll try to hold the runner with the second baseman. That ball stroked into left field. They're going to round the runner at third, but they're going to hold him. Throw comes into the plate from left field. And bases are now loaded for South Carolina with three singles, all back to back to back. And a big opportunity here for South Carolina to break this open here in the bottom of the first. Wilson Wages, the right fielder, now comes to the plate. Tide Gannon. Oxford getting that ball in quickly, making sure nobody took off and came home on that single. And the ball is up high for the first pitch, ball one. Luke White, the pitcher, in the on-deck circle for South Carolina. Bases are loaded. No popped up left field. He'll make the catch. Throw come in. All the runners tag and advance one. And we are all tied up. So the sacrifice fly from Wilson Wages is good. Everybody moves up one, and it's a tie ball game, 1-1. With two outs, that'll bring up Luke White, the pitcher. Absolutely beautiful facilities here. They just did this park. This field did not have grass on it. They've been putting down the sod in the infield, at least, over the last couple of weeks, getting it ready and prepared. As that pitch is in on the corner, 1-1. And they did that here, and then they'll turn these back into softball fields again here at the park. Outside, 2-1. And I heard was low 20 millions is what they spent on getting this park ready. This is a 5-pod diamond shape, 5 diamonds. And then on the other side, there's 4 more here. Plus they got soccer fields. They've got a big pond and lake, like temporary pond that they put in. It's absolutely beautiful. Walking trails, the whole bit. I mean, just about everything you can think of out here at the rec park. It's absolutely beautiful. Outside with the fourth pitch, and it'll be a walk. And it'll load the bases. Luke turned around to see if he was getting the walk. He didn't hear, I believe, the umpires say ball 4, so he kind of turned around to see if it was before he took off down there. R.T. Corley now, the second baseman, will come to the plate. And again, another opportunity here for South Carolina as they've tied it up 1 apiece. Take the lead with a base hit. Corley will look to put something in the grass. Oxford looking to try to snag it out. First pitch framed nicely, but a little too high, and it's outside for a ball. So 1-1 tie game now here in the bottom of 1. That pitch on the corner for a strike, and it's 1-1. Really good crowd on hand. I'm sure you can see that with the camera view. They're up under the awnings there on first and third base side. A lot of folks down in front of us behind the backstop area looking on to the game. 2-1 count. So a good crowd on hand on both sides. Some down the sideline. Some of them have brought their own pop-up tents out towards the right field area. And taken off a little too early there was Corley. I think he thought the count was 3. That was only ball 3. So the count is 3-1 now to Corley. Nowhere to put the young man, so Luke White's got to be in there with Justin Bowen's got to be in there. And there's ball 4. So another walk given up will score a run. Moves everybody up 1, and now the lead goes to South Carolina 2-1 on the walk. And Jake Moyer having a little trouble, and the coach is going to come out and chat with him a little bit. I don't think we'll make a change yet. He's going to talk to his left-hander. He needs one more out to get out of the inning, but he's got to do it with bases loaded. Nobody hurt yet. I mean, it's a one-run game. And Oxford, Alabama, they just need to calm down a little bit defensively. The balls have been coming through the hole, so you can't blame them there. Again, it was 3 singles that got things going after the fly out to right field. Then the sacrifice fly scored the first run. And then back-to-back walks is what has scored the second run. Landon Vo is now coming to the plate. He'll play first base today. He is the left-hander batter. Big, tall kid on the left side. Wearing number 9, number 9. Timeout being called. I think we have an equipment. Yeah, catcher's mask. Looks like the top snapped. So they'll have to try to fix this real quick. Sometimes they have 2 one in the dugout, 1 that he wears, but just depends how much money your team will spend. And a shout out, Let's Do This Dirt Devils. We're rooting from home, Barb and Tom Fortman. Thanks for the shout out. Appreciate you all tuning in today. So here's Landon Vo from the left side, bases loaded, 2 down. Swung on. One hopper to the second baseman, kind of cuffed him, went off of the hand. 1 run scores. Here comes the second one. Vo going to try for 2. He's in there. Here comes the run to the plate for the 3rd run, and he'll score as well. Nice heads-up base running by Corley. So 3 runs will cross the plate on the double by Landon Vo. And South Carolina just broke this one open 5-1 with 2 down. Big hit there, and unfortunately out at second base. And ball that kind of took a hop on him, Nick Thompson. It went off the hand out into the outfield. 2 runs scored, but boy, heads up by R.T. Corley, flying around the bases from first. He scored all the way. First pitch into the dirt there for Zane McClendon, ball 1. And this is the 9th man in the order for South Carolina. Leading at 5-1. Up top, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Caleb Taylor, the left fielder, in the on-deck circle if McClendon can keep things going. Swung on, ground ball, it'll roll foul. 2-1. Again, your shout-outs at 865-209-9887. Text only. We'll get those out. Shout out to a player, team, coach, whatever the case may be. Full count on the hitter, McClendon. As that strike come in there, 3-2 now. Fouled off. He'll stay in there. One thing about this, unfortunately, for Oxford pitcher Jake Moyers, his pitch count is elevating as we speak, higher and higher, facing the 9th man in the order with a full count, and he fouled it off. And one more pitch, and he's walked him. First and second, and that is the 3rd walk given up by Jake. So Caleb Taylor now, the left fielder, will come to the plate. And South Carolina continues here in the bottom of the 1st, putting the pressure on with 2 runners aboard, both leading off 1st and 2nd. Jake's first pitch is up top, ball 1. I don't know how much longer they'll let him go, but looks like we're going to get a timeout on the first pitch. And he might be at his limit. Is he at 40? 28 right now? Thank you. 28 pitches already. But again, 3 walks in the inning, and it's not what you wanted to do. You didn't want to get to that number at this point. You've got to get that 3rd out, just calling for time, giving everybody a breather. But I believe that we are getting a pitching change, and we are. Jake Moyer has been removed from the hill. And we will get a pitching change here. Caleb Taylor has a 1-0 count. And a right-hander comes to the hill. I believe that is Caleb Thomas, who was at short. Number 11 is going to come in now to pitch. And Jake Moyer is done here in the bottom of the 1st. Just couldn't find the zone anymore. So Caleb Thomas, the shortstop, will get an opportunity to warm up, and we'll come back with the first pitch for him coming up here in just a moment.
Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
So Jake Moyer gets set to go here, and he'll start with a 1-0 count. First pitch swung on, ground ball down. It's missed, and his stolen base down to 3rd for Vo. So now runners at 1st and 3rd on the stolen base on the first pitch, a 1-1 count. Very interesting move there by the coach. Now McClendon takes second. Ball is grounded towards the first base side, and it is picked up and unassisted by the first baseman to end the inning. But they do pick up 5 runs in the inning. It is 1 inning complete. We're going to the top of the 2nd. It's a 5-1 lead for South Carolina. They send 10 men to the plate. Rylan Owens, Jake Moyers due up for Alabama when we return right here on JockJive.com. Sorry about that, folks. A little internet technical difficulty there. First young man, Rylan Owens, will walk for Oxford. Now at the plate is Jake Moyer, the pitcher, or the former pitcher, I should say. Jake taken out early there. Now the wild pitch will send Rylan Owens down to 2nd. So Oxford with a runner aboard. And a 3-0 count to Jake Moyer, and Talon Edwards is in the on-deck circle. way high, and ball 4, and back-to-back walks to start off here for Oxford, Alabama. So now on the other side, again, South Carolina, Luke White having some trouble. Luke gave up a walk in the first inning. Now has back-to-back walks here. He's got a 5-1 lead, runners at first and second. And I believe we're going to get a pitching change now for South Carolina, and we are. So we'll take another break here, and coming in to pitch for South Carolina is going to be Caleb Taylor, number 8. I want to remind you about a couple of things. Don't forget, you can get your very own DVD of any game that we broadcast during this year's Dixie Youth Baseball World Series by simply emailing us info@jockjive.com, and we'll get that process started. DVDs are $10 per game plus shipping and handling. That is info@jockjive.com. And if you missed any of today's game after it's over, don't forget you can watch the action again and again on jockjive.com. Go to the same spot you watch the live coverage, but click archives, and then you can watch it in the archives. Of course, coming up after the World Series is finished this week, more on JockJive, Georgia Military College football, Navarre football, Great American Rivalries, high school football, a whole lot more. Plus this fall we'll do SWAC football, soccer, and volleyball, plenty of high school sports, the ACCC Game of the Week, and more. A litany of reasons you need to come back to jockjive.com and come back often. 5-1 is our score. Caleb Taylor now coming on to pitch. Luke White is done. And now, with 2 runners aboard, Caleb Taylor called on to try to slow things down here. And he'll face Talon Edwards, the young man wearing the number 5 today. Checks his swing, but a strike is called on the first pitch. So Taylor, a right-hander, on the hill now. Second pitcher for South Carolina is the 2 starters for both teams. Didn't last very long. Next pitch, just a little bit low. The count will go 1-1. Alex Petty, the third baseman, in the on-deck circle. Both runners get a lead. Ground ball back to the hill. They'll go to first for the easy out. Sacrifice will put both runners up a bag at second and third, and 1 out. And Alex Petty now will get his first opportunity to the plate. He will bat from the right side against Taylor. First and third, 1 out. 5-1 lead for South Carolina. Outside, a pitch that is handled defensively by the catcher. Good job of keeping it out in front of the circle. Even though it's scooted off to the side, he's able to hustle up and get over there and pull it down. Good job by Copeland behind the plate. 1-0 pitch outside again, trying to find that corner, and does. Gets the edge of the plate. 1-1. They used to call that, back when I played Little League ball, painting the black, because the plate used to have a black stripe around it. Now it doesn't anymore. Curveball, little piece of that one, and it'll roll foul. Boy, that ball had a little bit of movement on it there at the end. Nice little pitch there from Taylor. Called on early, come in to try to help. Caleb, a right-hander, delivers. Swing, fouled off, and he'll hang in there. Alex Petty at the plate trying to get the job done here. Move those runners across the plate, get this game within reach. Down by 4 runs, 5-1 here in game number 1 for both teams. Down, strike 3 called. Caught him looking, and the first strikeout of the game is recorded for out number 2. So it'll be Ashton Mitchell now to the plate from the right side. 2 down, 2 runners aboard, second and third. And the first one, a bender. He'll get in there on the corner, and you can see the young man, Caleb Taylor, pumping the fist there because he knows that 12-6 bender is working for him. Comes in high, drops right there at the plate in front, and he's getting the call on the outside edge. They'll set it up again on the outside. This time comes with a fastball, reached out, tipped at, throw down to first in time for the out. And a nice play there by the catcher. It'll go 2-3 in your book. I thought the ball actually went foul, but it must have stayed in bounds just inside the line there. The umpire never signaled it, but nice play by the catcher. Pick it up, fires it down, and they end that one. So we go bottom of 2 now, and it is a 5-1 lead here on JockJive.com. Again, don't forget another game coming up today, 5:45. And in that game, we will see the next 2. And that will be Georgia and Mississippi. Georgia and Mississippi. And then our 8 o'clock game tonight will be Alabama's second team and Florida. So there you have it. Now, the winner here will move on. They'll play at 8 p.m. tomorrow night, and they will get the winner between Tennessee and Arkansas. The loser will get the 5:45 game, and they will get the loser of Tennessee, Arkansas. So that's what's going on here right now. These two teams battling to see who can move on. So a big inning for the first inning for South Carolina with 5 runs on 4 hits. We'll get ready to come to the plate now. They'll be sending their 11th and 12th batter to the plate. It'll be Bryce Young and Cason Copeland. And they will face on the hill, who replaced the pitcher for Oxford and the right-hander Thomas will go back to work. He replaced Jake Moyer, who got removed in the bottom of the first. Thomas come on and did a pretty good job. Got the last out after another walk. He got the young man to ground over to first and end the inning with a couple of runners aboard. It'll be Bryce Young, Cason Copeland, and then back to the top of the order, and then South Carolina will go to their featured 9. Swings at the first one, drives it into center field, coming in and trying to make the sliding catch, hit the glove and bounced out. Tough play out there in center field for Blake Clark. Almost hung on to it. He's going to drop in, put a runner at first. Unfortunately, it is going to be an error on the center fielder. He had a sliding catch, had the glove on it, just popped out. And Cason Copeland will now come to the plate from the right side. So 1 aboard. Runner goes on the first pitch, and he goes in easily with a stolen base. He stole that on the pitcher, no doubt about it. And I believe they were watching. Caleb Thomas never even checked the runner. Up top. Count will go 1-1 to Cason Copeland. Last man in the order today for South Carolina. Runner at second, nobody out. They lead at 5-1. Swung on ground ball down the line. It is fair down into left field. That one going all the way to the fence. Being chased. Run's going to score. Copeland going to round 2. He's in with a double. That ball stayed just inside the bag fair, making the left fielder chase that one all the way to the fence. And it's now a 6-1 ball game. South Carolina breaking open here in their bottom half of the second. Zach Fortman will come to the plate. Zach, remember, flew out his first time to right field. Wild pitch and down to third now. And more of a pass ball, I would say. Just a ball that was framed, but it popped out of his glove, and then the catcher couldn't find it. There's Carter Johnson behind the plate, so now you got a runner at third. 1-0 count. And now 1-1 count. So a ball and a strike on Zach Fortman. Runner at third. Whoa, that one hit him in the helmet, and down he goes. Boy, that, you know, even with the helmet on, it still definitely hurts, and it still definitely stings. And he takes the helmet off. He's holding his head right now. And we hope that Zach Fortman is okay. He's been hit by the pitch. First and third, and they will make sure that he's all right as he'll head down to first. And coach and umpire making sure that he's okay. Just say it'll shake you up a little bit. It'll definitely ring. And a timeout being called to make sure he is all right. And the catcher going to go out and have a chat with his pitcher. And as a former catcher, what you want to go out and say is, okay, you lost one, you didn't mean it, relax, get back to just throwing strikes, hit the glove, and you're just trying to give him a breath. You can see that he's very warm out there as he's kind of waving a hand at the face, and he's got the ball in there. He's trying to relax himself. You just kind of got to breathe, recompose yourself, and get ready to go. Runner goes right off the swung on, ball into right center field. Runner will continue around second. That one going all the way to the fence. He's going to come home, legging out another double is Justin Copeland. That is his second time on with a single. He already scored one run. Picks up 2 RBIs. It's now a 8-1 ball game, and South Carolina just tearing it up right now. Outside to Austin Copeland for ball one. Now the run rule, if it's, I believe it's 15 after 3 and 10 after 4. So we're not there yet, but boy, it is approaching very quickly, the 10-run rule. Ground ball, high hop to third, picked up, throw over to first. In time, runner goes back across the diamond. Throw skips, but the left fielder back, or shortstop backing everybody up will pick up the play. So Copeland will go down to third on the throw, but that is only the first out of the inning. Again, it's an 8-1 ball game, and Will Stewart will come to the plate. Will with a single and a run scored today. On the way, he'll take one, and that'll be strike one. So 3 more runs across the plate this inning here. Opportunity for the 4th one down there at third base. Curveball. Trying to plate the corner, does, and the count will go quickly. 0-2, pitcher's count in favor right now for Caleb Taylor. Will Stewart with an 0-2. Fastball swung on, one hopper again. Shortstop deep in the hole, won't have an opportunity. Great stop to keep it from going out in the outfield. But the base hit will get another runner home. And it's now 9-1. And Wages will come to the plate. Wilson with the sacrifice fly, got the RBI and a run scored back in the first. We're in the bottom of the second, 9-1 lead early, South Carolina. Throw over to first, tag put down, they say no, safe. Good toss over there, and boy, nice move by the young right-hander. Wages in the on-deck circle, Luke White. Again, back over to first, trying to keep him close. The runner at the plate, or the batter, is the potential, if he scores, 10-run rule lead. But we're only in the bottom of the second. They would have to go to the fourth. So there's still time. Runner goes down to second, slides in safely. Stolen base. 1-0 count. Runner at second. South Carolina continues to move the merry-go-round, so to speak, as they continue to round and round the bases. Swing and miss. And the count will go 1-1. Ball and a strike. Luke White wakes his opportunity with one out. He's in the on-deck circle. Walked and scored a run today. Swung on and missed. And the count will go 1-2. Nice movement by Taylor on the pitch there to keep that one low and outside and away from the right-hander, Stewart. Runner goes, swung on, back to the hill, bounces off the hill. Shortstop will have to hurry. Hits the glove, ricochets out into right center field. He would have had no play. Infield single by Wages. Runner scores. And it is now 10-1. And now Luke White, who walked and scored a run, back to the plate for his second time here in the second inning. South Carolina trying to make this a very quick game. Throw back over to first, runner back in time. A 15-run rule would take effect at the bottom of the third inning. Again, throw over to first. Lost it. Runner goes down to second on the throwing error by the pitcher. That's one thing you don't want to do. They're just trying to keep a runner as close to first base as possible. They know what's at stake here now. They've got a 9-run lead against them. Pitch in the dirt, and now you get frustrated. White on ball one. That pitch outside, got the corner, 1-1. Ball and a strike to Luke White. Runner goes. Ground ball towards third. Runner's going to come home. Throw over to first will be in time for the out, but the run counts for second out. He stole on the pitcher. He was halfway around the bag between second and third. And when the ball goes across the diamond, he just continues to run. And, of course, they have to play for the out. It's now 11-1. Swung on towards short. Cuffed him. Hopped up onto the chest area. Down to first goes R.T. Corley. Just a tough play there at short, but that's a play you got to make. And he does not. Landon Foe now comes to the plate. Landon with a double his first time up. Got stranded out there at third in the first inning. 10-run lead right now for South Carolina in the bottom of 2. Oxford having some trouble here in their opening game. They are the host here of the state or the World Series tournament. Swing on an outside pitch. Runner goes down to second. And they're going to continue to run on him until he can hold him or the catcher throws somebody out. I mean, that's what you do. Once you find a weakness, you continue to go on it. And they know that they can steal on the pitcher because he's not really paying too much attention. He's made a couple of throws over to first, but they are stealing on him. No chance for the catcher. Swing late, and the count will go 0-2. Right now, Caleb trying to get one more out here. He's got one, trying to get the second, or two. He's trying to get the third one. Inside, called third, and that'll be the first caught looking strikeout on this side. So That is 3 outs. We'll go top of the third inning. It is an 11-1 ball game right now in favor of South Carolina. Oxford, Alabama will send their 12th man to the plate, and then they'll come back with 1 and 2. So, remind you to like us on our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter. Like I said, we're trying to reach that 10,000 Facebook likes mark. 1,000 Twitter followers this summer. Need your help to get there. And when you like us on Facebook, we'll keep you up to date on scores, schedules, game status, and a whole lot more. So go to JockJive.com, follow the shortcut to all the social media, or simply put JockJive Sports in the search engine of Facebook, or at JockJive on Twitter. Plus, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is where we're bringing you these broadcasts. Again, next game comes up 5:45. We'll be right on it. Georgia and Mississippi will play in that one. Now, folks asking, this could be an early one. This will be the top of the third inning. So, technically, right now, Oxford has 6 outs to work with where they've got to score a run. They are currently losing by 10. And that 10-run rule would go into effect in the 4th inning. South Carolina would not even have to bat in the 4th. So, Oxford, Alabama, with 6 outs to work with right now, got to figure out a way to plate some runs here. They've had runners aboard both innings. They did get 1 run in the first, but other than that, they have not been able to get anything else. So Peyton Harris, the right fielder, will start things off. He bats from the left side here in the top of the third. First pitch on the way, shows bunt, pulls back, takes strike 1. Georgia, you can see some of them getting ready for the next game. They're in the red uniforms. Count goes 1-1 as that pitch is off the plate. Ball and a strike right now to Peyton Harris. Popped up left side, and it'll reach out of plate territory, 1-2. Again, tonight's game, the 8 o'clock game, most of it will be under the lights, and hopefully temperatures will be much cooler outside for the boys. Swung on right back to the mound. A couple of hops, picked up, flipped over to first for the out. Now all the players also have batted for Alabama. Now we'll go back to 1 through 9. Nick Thompson will come to the plate with 1 out. Nick triple and scored on the wild pitch. Takes swing and a miss, strike 1. The second baseman, the only one who's been able to plate himself today. On the corner. Strike 2, nice pitch. Boy, working. Caleb Taylor doing a nice job of working it from the right side right now for South Carolina. The right-hander doing a good job. Called on early and took over, and he's done a fine job. That pitch a little low. It skips on the catcher, Austin Copeland. And the count will go a ball and 2 strikes. 1 out. Ooh, big bender. Didn't get that one, 2-2. Taylor looked in, was waiting for the umpire to give him the called third. Didn't get that call, though. Swing and a miss. Into the glove. They'll throw over to first just in case he did drop it, but a strikeout recorded. And that's 2 down. So with 2 outs, that'll bring Blake Clark, the center fielder, back to the plate. Blake grounded right back to the hill his first time up, back in the first. Takes a pitch on the corner. from Taylor, and it misses. Outside, 1-0. Again, the wind has died down here. There's a little bit blowing the flags around in center field, but not much. On the corner again, and this time for the strike, 1-1. Ball and a strike, 2 outs. Blake Clark trying to get something going for Oxford, Alabama. They find themselves down by 10, 11-1 here in the top of 3. Outside, 2-1. Carter Johnson in the on-deck circle if Blake can do something here. Swung on and slapped into right field off the inside handle. They'll throw to first, but not in time. It'll be a single. And Carter Johnson, I don't know what he's feeling right now. He's like, yes. Because he's the guy wearing all that gear and the extra hot out there. And so anytime you get a chance to rip all the gear off, boy, it feels pretty good. So a runner at first with 2 down, and Johnson now come to the plate. He got on by an error by the first baseman his first time up, got stranded over at third all the way back in the first. He'll try to help move a runner along. They really want to get one here at least. Catcher comes out of there looking to fire down to the bag, but no runner movement at all. And it's 1-0. Clark hanging over there at first. Pitch on the way, swung on the handle, fouled off to the left side and out of play, 1-1. Clark is a very important run right now. He would erase that 10-run rule as of this point if he can score. Rather do it here than in the next inning when all the pressure comes up. Swung on, pops straight up. Shortstop calling for it. Camps out underneath and to make the catch. And that'll retire the side. They'll strand the runner. No score there. We go to the bottom of the third with a 10-run lead. South Carolina 11. Oxford, Alabama 1. Oxford at this point has 3 outs to work with pending the outcome of the bottom half of this third inning. And we'll see who comes to the plate. It may be Caleb Taylor. It may be Zane McClendon. We don't know yet because who their final 9 will be. They're able to make some subs. Everybody batted for South Carolina in the last inning. They finished with the 9th man in the order, but Zane McClendon was a sub to start for South Carolina. So let's see who comes to the plate. Will it be Taylor? And it will be number 10, and it'll be Zane McClendon. So McClendon will lead things off here in the third. An 11-1 ball game. Again, Georgia, Mississippi coming up next right here on JockJive. Stay tuned. So McClendon will lead things off, then back to the top of the order with Zach Fortman. There's a throw down to second, back to the hill for Ozark. Will be Caleb Thomas, the right-hander. And he's going to want to get a quick 3 here and then get his team back to the dugout and see if they can at least get one to continue on. Otherwise, the game will be over. So McClendon will start from the right side. Pitch 1, strike on the outside corner from Thomas. Caleb looks in, gets the sign, ready to go, 0-1 count. Pitch on the way. Down a little low. Count will go 1-1. Again, like I said, this one could end early, and we'll be about an hour from our next game before we get started again. That'll give you time to go get dinner. And myself as well. Ball and 2 strikes. McClendon now looks at a 1-2 count. Pitch on the way, and outside it goes. They tried to get him to chase. A little too far outside. 2-2. Good eye there by McClendon. Zach Fortman is in the on-deck circle. Way outside. And the count now has been worked full. So he had him where he wanted him, but now he's worked the count full, and McClendon with an opportunity here has got to make sure it's there. And the 3-2 payoff pitch. Down just low. He worked a walk out of that one. Boy, what a start for the Oxford, Alabama team. They needed something to help get them on board, and they do with the 4th pitch there. And, man, Caleb Thomas had the perfect count that he wanted, and Oxford had the opportunity to get that out, and unfortunately doesn't work. In South Carolina now, we'll go to the top of the order with Zach Fortman again. He's been hit by a pitch, flew out to right. There's a throw over to first, but back in time, and Fortman has also scored a run today. It's been the top of the order that's pretty much done a good job here for South Carolina, ripping that baseball very well. Big lead over there at first. There goes the runner. Down to second. Throw is going to be way off the mark out into center field. Runner will hold down there at second. Again, and they're stealing the base on the pitcher. There's no opportunity for the catcher. Shouldn't have even tried to make that throw down. Strike is called. I mean, that's just a chance you take there, throwing it down like that or throwing it away. Outside, 1-1. So McClendon down at second. Fortman with an opportunity to drive in another one. Make the pressure even more for the 4th inning for Oxford. Runner goes. Swung on ground ball towards third, and he'll have to go back as that's fouled off down the line. That wasn't a hit and run by design, folks. That was just a steal a base and then thankfully hit the ball at the same time. So it works out well because if he's stealing and you hit the ball and he can get it through the infield, he's rounding third. He's coming home, no doubt about it. They've already done it once. So a home run over there on the other field. The crowd getting pretty excited about that one. Somebody smacked one over there between the Tennessee-Arkansas game. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Inside. Oh, got him. They call strike 3. I think that Fortman thought he was getting ball 3, and the umpire rang him up. So Justin Copeland now sends that ball deep, and that ball's out of here. Touching them all is Justin Copeland as he rips that right over the center field fence. That was a no-doubter. As soon as it left the bat, boy, did he hammer that one. I believe it's 200 all the way around, or 225. That ball's every bit of 225 plus. Either way, 2-run shot. It is now 13-1. Copeland took that pitch and sent it over the center field fence. The center fielder actually took off, taking a run for the fence, and then realized it was gone. And there was no way he was going to get to it. Boy. We just heard the home run call on the other field between Tennessee and Arkansas, and then apparently these guys said, hey, we don't want to be outdone, so let's hit one ourselves. And we're going to get our 3rd pitching change of the day for Ozark. And coming on the hill will be Blake Clark, who was playing in center field and watched that ball go over his head. So Clark will come in. It's 225 to the fence, and that ball probably, I'm going to guess, 235, 240 at least. And it was all in the air, too. It wasn't a bounce and roll some. Where the ball is, way out there in center, you probably can't see it from the camera vantage point, but it is definitely out there, and he got it all. So congratulations to Justin Copeland, who puts one over his favorite position where he plays in center field. He's probably happy that it wasn't against himself. 13-1 lead while the left-hander gets warmed up on the hill. We'll take a quick water break here. I'll come right back. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. And we've got another shout-out to the South Carolina team. We'll get to it in just a moment. Ball hit to short, long throw to first. Not in time. Infield hit for Austin Copeland with the single. Puts a runner aboard. 13-1 is your score. Shout-out to the South Carolina team from the Clinton Family YMCA. So Clinton doing very, very well here right now, the All-Stars, as they lead this one by 12. Move the runner down to second. Apparently a balk. No, now they're sending him back. Okay, come on up. What are you doing here? All right, one out. Runner at first, not at second, so we send him back. Not sure what that was about. I thought he motioned for him to go there, but he does not. So Will Stewart looks down at the coach, gets the sign. He has scored twice today with 2 for 2 on singles. Now the runner goes. Throw down, goes into right center field, and taken off from second down. Here comes the throw from third, and way over the top, over the head of the third baseman, and now he's down at third, and they throw the ball all over the place. Count will be 1-0 on Stewart. 13-1 lead for South Carolina. They are just tearing it up right now. Outside corner, count will go 1-1. Still only one out in the inning. That was from the strikeout on Zach Fortman. Inside, 21. Yeah, one out. Kid struck out. Up top. And that count will go 3-1. So Blake Clark trying to get something going here. The left-hander called upon, third pitcher for Oxford. 3-1 count. Ball 4 delivered. Ball gets away from the catcher but rolls up the third base line, luckily. And now it's first and third with still one out. Wilson Wages to the plate. Single and a run scored, a sacrifice fly early on in the game. Played it a couple. There's the balk. That time it was called, and now a run's going to score because of it. The other runner will go down to second. I don't know if they, to me it looked like they were trying the old hidden ball trick, but anyway, either way, it's 14-1. Way outside. 1-0. Pass ball down to third, the runner goes. Well, now the situation looks like this, folks. If South Carolina scores 2 more, this one is over with a 15-run mercy rule here in the bottom of the third. And Oxford will not get an opportunity to try in their top of the fourth. And they will be beat in 3 innings. Ground ball towards second. That'll score a run. They'll get the out. Now just a run away from winning the ball game. Yeah, 2 runs. Thank you. 14-run lead now. No, it's 15. It's 15. 15-1, so just one more to go. Count is 2-0. Now 3-0 to Luke White. Luke has walked, grounded out to third, and scored a run. Gets himself on base and scores. This ball game is done. Otherwise, Oxford will get 3 outs to work with in the top. And they walked him, and that is not what he wanted to do. So they put the winning run potentially on first base with the walk. And R.T. Corley, who has got on by an error and a walk and scored a run, is at the plate. We'll see if White decides to go. I'm sure he will. A little harder to steal on the left-hander. Does not, though. Goes. First pitch is into the dirt and skips away and down to second. They were stealing him all the way. It'll be ball 1. And now a little closer to winning this one early. And I believe we're going to get a timeout from the coach. And the young man on the hill is struggling, and I think he's given up the baseball. He is. Coach going to call him back, though. Maybe not allow him to walk away from that. You know, at this point, you give the ball back to him and you tell him try to finish, but the coach is not going to do it. He's going to give it to somebody else. So we're going to change pitchers once again with a 1-0 count. R.T. Corley's coming to the plate. This will be the 4th young man on the hill for Oxford. And it'll be a right-hander. And number 24 is coming to the hill. Carter Johnson, who was doing the catching, he'll now come in and pitch. He'll start with a 1-0 count, 2 outs, runner at second base. And that runner at second base is the winning run on the mercy rule here in the third. If they do not score, then Oxford will get 3 outs to work with, and they will have to score at least 5 to stay in the game right now. It's 15-1, so because the 10-run rule would take effect as well. So they would have to score at least 5 runs to stay in it. So either way, not an easy task. Get the third out, score 5, or get the third out and you don't score anything, or not enough, and it's over either way. So this one just about over with. And tough to come in and lose your first game, especially big. But then again, you get an opportunity now. Oxford will play again tomorrow. They will play at 5:45. We'll have that game for you right here at 5:45. And they will get the loser of the Tennessee-Arkansas game going on right now. I don't have a score for you yet, but I will keep you up to date. So here's Corley at the plate with a 1-ball count. Carter Johnson, a right-hander, comes in. He'll inherit that count. First pitch is inside and tight, and the count will go 20. Runner down at second is Luke White. Checks the runner now, delivers. Swung on, lifted into left field. Right down the line, off the fence for a hop. It'll score the winning run right there, and R.T. Corley knows it. The winning run crosses the plate. That'll be the ball game. And R.T. Corley laces one out into left field. And this one is going to be over with, folks, quickly. 16-1 in a 3-inning game on a run rule for South Carolina. They're going to win it. And they're going to move on, and they will now get a rest. And a good one, too. They won't play again until tomorrow night at 8 p.m. So congratulations to the South Carolina team. They're moving on. And now Oxford will have to play from the losers bracket tomorrow night at 5:45. And our final, again, 16-1 in a 3-inning game. I'm Chuck Sebastian for JockJive.com. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back at 5:45 with our next game, Georgia, Mississippi, right here on JockJive.com. And they will present the home run ball here to Justin Copeland with that 2-run dinger over the center field wall, a ball that went about 240 feet. And Justin hit a 2-run shot. That was in this 3rd inning, and that kind of propelled the rest of it. And a big win again for South Carolina. The final, 16-1. We'll see you again tonight at 5:45 right here on JockJive.com.